Happy Friday. Thanks so much for tuning in to Tisha Talks Live at 10:45. We already have our first comment, so I'm going to welcome this gal, Ann Janduso, career coach. She said, this is going to be so great. Can't wait to say Usama Zeid Bashir Salim in action. Yes. If you can tell, this is going to be a pretty high energy show. So I hope you're tuning into this live or catching the replay. But without further ado, I do have Usama Zeid Bashir Salim in the house. And he's joining us from Northern Cyprus. It is in the evening there. So he just told me he's going to go for a run after this show because he's going to be pumped and ready to go. And today I am so excited about the topic that we are bringing you because I think it's something that we all are looking to build. And it is, of course, how to build up your confidence. And so if you are tuning into this on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, please drop us a line, say hello, say where you're from, and ask us questions. We love questions. We love inviting you into the conversation that we're having and learning from you. And I'm so excited to learn from Usama as well, because this is going to be fun. We're going to have a fun time. So Usama, welcome. Welcome to the show.
Woo! Thank you so much for having me. Oh man, I'm so pumped. I think I need to go like for 20-minute jog or something after this. I'm so pumped. And I forgot that you're what's that called? LinkedIn celebrity. That's why I had to take a selfie at the start because it's a lifelong moment. So but yeah, thank you so much for having me. Really pumped.
See, this is something that we have as kind of our inside joke. And now you guys know too. Like he calls me the LinkedIn celebrity. And it all stems back to a picture I posted on April 28th, just this last year, of me wearing my Wonder Woman t-shirt. And that post just went crazy because so many people were like, I love Wonder Woman. And so he's like, can I get an autograph picture? So we had to make that happen. So super fun. I love this guy, so much energy, and we're just going to have a great time. Ingor, thank you so much for joining us. She also saying, looking forward to this convo. We're excited to have you. Yeah.
The networking expert right there.
The networking expert. Look, you just have names for every single one of us. I love that. LinkedIn celeb, networking expert. Yes, good stuff. Kind-hearted Ann, sweet Ann. All right. Well, I know we have people joining us on Facebook too, so don't be shy. Ask us questions while we're getting started. But today we're going to be talking about how to build up your confidence. And one of the questions that I was asking Usama in the green room is, can you be born with confidence, or do you build up confidence over time? And can you lose confidence? So it's kind of like a three-pronged question, but I'd love for you to take it in parts and let us know, are you born with confidence? Can you lose your confidence? What do you think? What do you think about this?
That's a deep question. I feel I need to drop the mic for that. But
boom, drop it.
Wow, that's really pumped. And we've got David Handsome, not David Hanson. David Handsome is in the house. Appreciate you so much for popping in. Appreciate you, my man. And that's a really powerful question, because none of us actually are born with it, because it's a work in progress. It's an endless work in progress. There comes a moment actually when we lose our touch, we lose our time and everything. And then at the same time, sometimes how it necessarily happens actually when it comes to the building confidence, when it comes to actually going upon with it, it's just like putting in the reps. As Travis Lochner, of course, the lifelong legend, once called something, it's all about consistency, putting that reps in. Because starting the process is half the battle. And the rest of it, it's just literally putting the reps in. The more we do it, the better we get. I like to call it as consistency breeds relevancy. I mean, if we were to look at, for instance, a couple of years back or something about doing a specific work, we'll be like, oh man, I wouldn't have imagined to be where I am today had it not been by the consistency, by the support of people, and being around good people, encouraging hearted people, those that want the best for you. I mean, for instance, a mentorship, a friendship, because you're jumping onto a ship that's filled with greatness. So we're the average of people who we surround ourselves with, right? Birds' feathers flock together. Wherever the focus goes, the energy flows along with it. So I'd like to think of actually confidence as of an energy at the same time we collect of various people. If a lot of them, they're highly determined, so we want to be like that. So it can be born, we can be building it off of it, by the people that we circle ourselves with it. And it's something is never late. I mean, the best time was many years ago. The second best time is right now. You can
Mm-hmm.
start right now, any moment. So what I a lot of times, as I say, is if there is something that you feel really scareful of, you feel that you're really fearful, do it right now. I was like, oh, I'm scared of content creation. It's like, I'm scared of it. Do it right now. This is already a content. I'm scared of posting. That could be a headline. I was scared this morning to do this, and I did it. The moment, it's like the first step is always arduous, but the ending is always fantabulous, right? And it's
Yes.
like, right? And this is how, when we look at it at the same time, is because the mind replays what the heart can't delete because it's all up there. And it
Mm-hmm.
also reminds me of a saying from one of the scholars of the past. Once said something, says, your mind, if you do not exhaust it with productivity, then definitely it will lead you to towards negativity. So that's where it comes
Mm-hmm.
towards losing the confidence. How we lose it if we don't practice it. How we lose it at the same time if we circle ourselves with negativity,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how it happens a lot of times is that if we allow it, if we're just sitting idle, if you're sitting idle, this is what, of course, because 80% of our mindset is negative, of our
Mm-hmm.
self-talk is negative. I mean, we wouldn't be talking whatever what we think about ourselves to others. It's definitely, I mean, we're gonna think about ourselves, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. But because comparison is the central core of repelling our blessings, this is actually a lot of times how we lose our confidence. What about if we go about it, I see it like this. How can I get better? How can I improve? Because we will never know it all unless we strive to learn it all in order to achieve it all. And that's how it's definitely on that stairs. I mean, climbing up that ladder. Bigger is better. I mean, that's how a lot of times, as I call it, double the trouble and make it
Mm-hmm.
bubble. And that's how you become unstoppable. So, yeah.
There's so many fun phrases that you just said right now that I'm like, which one am I going to choose? Which one am I going to choose? So, David, yes, hello, David from Orange County, home of the original Disneyland. Thanks for
Hey.
joining us. We also have Royce Blake joining us from Mesa,
Woohoo.
Arizona. Repetition is the mother of skill. And I
Mm,
have my own little verbiage that I put in there. I always say that complacency kills creativity. So
wow.
it's just like you said, like if you're going to just stay idle, you're dying already. Like your mind's dying, your body's dying, everything is shutting down, but you've got to just stay active and keep progressing, improvement. So,
Mhm,
we talk about confidence, and I have my own little story about confidence where a friend just asked me the other day, she's like, how did you get to speak on stages? And I always laugh
mm,
and I say, it's kind of what you were just sharing. Sometimes it comes out of conflict or it comes out of fear. And
yeah.
I had a situation where when I first got on a stage, I totally blew it. I know it's hard to believe. Just kidding. I
Mhm,
totally blew it. I could not remember a dang word I was supposed to say, but you could keep that fear and have that fear keep you down and never move forward and just be like, I suck. I can't do this. I'm comparing myself to other people. Or you could say, or I could take a step in, and then I could take another
mhm,
step, and then I could take another step, and then I could continuously keep improving and improving and improving and bettering myself, not
yeah.
comparing myself, but bettering myself. And so I shared to everybody, I was like, I enrolled in the drama club because I knew I would learn skills to memorize, make eye contact, project my voice, all
Mhm,
those things. And then I started building the confidence to get back up and to try again and to do it again and to do it again. And so it's just that to me is like a total confidence story of I wasn't born with
mhm,
that skill. You learn the
mhm.
skill and you keep improving. So good stuff.
Ooh, damn. See, you're dropping so many things, so many things. What?
1,000 quotes memorized. I love his rhymes. I know. Now you really do need the mic drop. You really just need a
No,
boom.
I mean, dropping for everybody. Appreciate. I mean, both everybody, right? And I love that you said it. Actually, sometimes we're so prepared, right? Preparation, I mean, gets you ready for every situation. That's in the wordings of Rob House.
Hmm.
Preparation gets you ready for every situation. And it doesn't mean, I mean, procrastination. It means to get up and get ready for your destination, right?
Hmm.
And this one goes back at the same time. I mean, like the same thing when it comes to confidence. I mean, I remember at the same time many years ago, more than 10 years, almost 12 years or so. This is, I remember when I underwent through bullying, discrimination, racism. This is the moment actually you feel it's like you're not going to be a worth to anything and all of those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and of course, You start to hone it in behind closed doors. You'll be crying and everything, but and then afterwards you start taking a different route. I mean, that's why I remember when I traveled. I mean, this when I came to North Cyprus over 7 years ago. And this is the moment when I came, I was like, you know what? I don't want that thing to sit in for me. I gotta let my inner power to come out. And I was like, because I already had this joy of actually loving to talk to everybody. I mean, love to connect with everybody. I've never loved the idea of seeing somebody just by themselves. And
Hmm.
even like, even if supposedly, if there was a person that has been like that has been, for instance, mistreating me or something in the past, and then let's say later down the line they have been bullying him, and now he started like, I'm not gonna be doing, hi, see this what happens. No, just sit and have a normal conversation, because none of us are free from blemishes. None of us are
Right.
actually perfect, and it's gonna happen. I mean, one day or the other. That's why I mean, many hands makes the job easier, our heart sweeter, and our world greater. Why not actually unite so that actually we can write, right? And this is the ultimate actually success of it all, right? Which reminds me actually from the book of Go Giver. David Hanson recommended that book. There's a
Oh,
law called law of influence. Your
yep.
influence is determined by how much you put other people's interests first before yours. And because you know the concept of 50-50, according even in the book mentions, is that it's a loosely proportion, because it's not like scratch your back and scratch and what I get in return. It's about you give it your whole end while not expecting anything. As
Hmm.
Brian Tracy also said something really powerful. He says it's like always give without expecting, and always receive without forgetting.
Hmm. Powerful stuff. You just dropped my favorite book. I love Bob Berg, The Go Giver. So
Mhm,
David, that's great that you also have that favorite book in there. I've had Bob Berg and John David Mann on the show before too. Great guys. So
mhm,
David also mentioning here, confidence comes from competence, and competence
mhm.
comes from consistent practice and improvement. Absolutely.
Preach. Mm,
Yes, some good positive juju going on today.
mm-mm.
All
Ah,
right. All
ah,
right. Yeah, the Go Giver. I actually have the whole series. So I've read them all, and I'm part of the Go Giver
mm.
community that Bob started as well. There's a whole Go
Wow.
Giver community, if you guys do not know, online, and they have their own networking meetings. And Bob's incredible.
Mm,
Incredible. So, all right. I have a question for you, too. So, okay. So we've gotten the confidence, and
mhm.
things are going. So what would you envision life is like when you don't have this problem of this lack of confidence? Like what's happening in your world once confidence is apparent? Like you're what's going on? What's going on with your life? I'd love to hear from you.
Hmm. You know, this is actually this also very deep question in of itself,
Deep.
because how we literally envision is how we become, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about what we accomplish, is who we become in the process, right? And this also comes when we talk about that, we're also talking about faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Not seen, that's imagination. That comes from the quote of Albert Einstein when he said, imagination is everything, it's the preview to life's coming attraction, because we attract of what we are going, striving towards. And even
Right.
there is a quote as well, I mean, in the Arabic language that says, "Man talaba al-ula sahra al-layali." Whoever climbs up to be at the top, definitely they're gonna be having some struggles, right? And
Yeah.
kullu man sara ala darbi wasal. Whoever that definitely strives towards a specific path, they're definitely gonna get there. So, and there's also a quote that says, "There is what an eyes have not seen."
Mm-hmm.
For instance, basically, because imagine if you were just to see it, because it will inspire you, to encourage you, to keep going. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why not starting, and this is where it actually it soaks up the confidence, which allows definitely, you know what, I gotta keep moving, because that already inspires. And definitely, we're gonna have our off days. I mean, just like
Yeah.
basically, I mean, like sometimes we will be having specific public speaking shows. Like, of course, I can't imagine my favorite LinkedIn celebrity messing up. I'm pretty sure she added a joke or two, and everybody was like, I'm pretty sure she would have definitely killed it. That's why lots of selfies and yeah. But that's what makes us human, right? What allows
Yeah.
us. I mean, this is can happen. I remember also once it happened. I remember once I was asked to speak in the university, and it was at 10 minutes. I was asked to speak for around 10 minutes, and I made it around 7 minutes and a half. I didn't even take that long because well, before I even started, because a lot of times when they bring speakers and stuff, they start with a lot of intro. I was like, you know what, guys, let's just cut to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna give you everything. I'm just gonna share with you 3 pointers that have helped me. Hopefully, it's gonna help you. So, and
Right.
I'm not gonna be talking to you. I'm gonna be talking with you. So I do expect some participation because participation is a contribution of your incubation of life. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be participating. So at any point, and I realize is that asking the right question leads towards a person's greatest realization. And the more person realizes, the more the wise they become, and because they internalize it within. So that's within us, and then we go forward. We're gonna have every runner stumbles along the way, but
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely how they revive along their way and get better
Yes.
at it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's that whole resilience factor when you're down, right? Get back up, get back up. Good to see David saying he attends Go Giver
Hmm.
networking events too. Yeah, great community. If you're not involved with that, check it out, Go Giver community. So shout out to Bob Berg for creating that. So here's I mean, we talk about failure a lot, and I know that a lot of us are fearful of failure. I personally am not. I really feel like it's your first attempt in learning, right? So if we're dropping if we're
Hmm.
dropping those acronyms, first attempt in learning is fail. But what were some crazy ideas? If you knew you couldn't fail, what would be some of the crazy ideas you would try?
This goes back again to one of the quotes once I read. It says like, "How big would you dream if you knew you couldn't fail?"
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. And I realize sometimes it's things that stops us. Right, it's our failure for what's gonna happen, and at the same time, it's about what will people say. That's actually
Mm,
another thing. We told you so, and this is gonna happen. I mean, failure is bound to happen. You know what is actually more fearful than ever? Fear
mm,
of death. This is actually because even it's been said actually from I think it was from the quote of Mark Twain. Many people actually are afraid of public speaking way more than death. But now imagine if we were to take it the other way, because one way or another we are gonna perish from this world. We are
right,
definitely.
right.
But what leaves on is our legacy, how much we impact, right? But the moment actually, if we take about it that kind of way, we'll be doing. I feel will be more than Avengers. I mean, I don't think if Avengers will come to existence because of how powerful, how unique we all are. And this which also goes to the word end. I mean, we feel like, ah, this is the end, which stands for effort never dies. And I remember I came with my own caveat to that, and that is time heals all the wounds, time flies, but the effort never dies. Time goes on,
Mm.
people are leaving on, emotions goes off and on, right?
Gosh, you're just full of that. What do they call you? Prince of Positivity?
I don't
I
know,
think
but
I,
yeah, David Hanson called me that.
I think you were living up to that name. I think I'm gonna start calling you that. You got a LinkedIn celebrity for me, Prince of Positivity. I like it.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it. I have to think. That's a really great question. I'm gonna actually challenge everybody. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would be the craziest thing you would try?
Oof.
Craziest thing. It's a great question. Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Travel.
I love
Hmm.
it. I love it. Yeah. Have you ever had experiences like, let's do some storytelling here of,
Mhm.
we talked about this a little earlier of you're not necessarily born with confidence. Confidence is
Right.
instilled in you as you keep going through the journey, as you keep improving, as you keep progressing. So, do you have a story that you can share with us of when maybe you were lacking some confidence and how you got past that, how you grew into the person that you are? Because let me tell you, you're amazing, amazing.
Likewise. And see, by the way, for those of you guys haven't noticed, I wore black because of her. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
because I'm
matchy
a huge fan,
matchy.
right? uh, with confidence, it's like it took lots of actually struggles, right? Lots of
Hmm.
struggles along the way because I remember 13 or even 14 years ago, I remember I used to have actually, I wrote it down because as they say, if it's written, so shall it be. I remember I wrote down, it's like, I want to be some type of person in the future that I'll be helping, encouraging, inspiring people so that they can be the best version. Because I remember by then I didn't have as much. I used to feel down, and because of all the comments used to come on board. I mean, online, offline, you name it, everywhere and anywhere. but I remember I used to talk to my parents because my parents actually have been, I'm forever be indebted to them. From religion and work, and worldly affairs and ethics, they've combined that into me, and consistently they've been inspiring actually to me. Always just tell them it's like, you're gonna be great. Some of the greatest legends in the past, they underwent through lots of struggles. So
Yeah.
I remember when my father used to share a couple of stories, I'm like, yeah, because I used to feel it's like, oh man, the bullying is difficult. I used to think that's end of the world, but little did I know. Later now as I see it, it's like, boy, that was nothing. But
Yeah.
because we overcame it now, and even if somebody comes up with help, like, do you want to have a cup of coffee and talk about it? Because I would love to hear. Love to hear
Mhm.
what's that in your heart. And then a lot of times it turns out it's not about me, it's about them.
Mhm.
Because they're inflating their insecurity upon to others or whatever they feared. That's why there's a statement in the Arabic that goes, كل يرى الناس بعين حاله. Every person sees others the way of how they project their insecurities upon to others, right?
Mhm.
Because this is how it is. But who actually, so now we can either at the same time react, compare, and complain, or we can respond and foster that's best, right? Because believers are the best excusers. They'll be creating excuses for them. Whereas, the hypocrites are the first one to find mistakes. There you go. They fell down. I told you guys they'll fell down. They were doing it on me. Now they fell down. Now that's actually a crooked intention. Because two wrongs can never make one right. But it's actually the only time you'll be looking at a person below. It's like when you raise their hand along with you. As KSI, one of the well-known YouTubers, says something really powerful. He says, success to me, it's not when I climb up the ladder by myself. It's not about building the confidence just by myself. He says, like when I climb along and bring my family and friends along with me, because there's so many people behind the scenes. Nobody
Mhm.
knows, haven't heard about them, but yet they got me wherever I am. And this is actually the true thing, because once we instill the confidence in others, it's automatic. It has that the cycle of reciprocity. Actually, it comes back to us. The goodness that we give out into the world, it always finds its way coming back. And that's how it starts with the intention, as it's been said by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him.
Mhm.
إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Actions are based off intentions. And where does the intention lie? It lies off the heart. So when we actually pour it out into the heart, yes, people like, I've done that many times, and it never got anywhere. I've always been used. But this is actually, of course, yes, because every experience is a ponderance, and every experience is the best teacher. Many mistakes leads to wisdom. Many heartbreaks leads to intelligence. So yeah.
I love that you just said that. Experience is the best teacher. Absolutely. Hands down. Hands down. I want to put this quote up there too from Royce's comment. This is not clinically approved, but I remind myself you've screwed up way bigger things than this. And I think we need to
Mm.
often tell ourselves that perhaps we think we're going through a season and we're like, nothing is going right. But if you kind of look back at your life, there are probably some bigger things that you've overcome already, that this is really not that big of a deal, right? I always love that you can just wake up, fresh start, clean slate, start over, start over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
You're dropping gems already. Dropping gems. Mm.
I think we're all dropping gems, including our commentators here who
Mm.
are in the comments throwing some things up there. So this is good stuff. All right. Okay. So confidence. So how can you use your confidence to turn them into some golden opportunities?
We have to seize it
Hmm.
before it seizes us. And this is the moment, is one of the poets once said something, don't let the candle burn out. Capitalize on every moment you've got and follow up a bad deed with a good deed. And that
Hmm.
is to capitalize. And supposedly seeing somebody in the outside world, see them a bit low. Hey, how you doing? You good? Or something. Or suppose you see someone coming along, you feel it's like, oh man, I thought you're gonna beat me up. No, it was just, and then they instantly smile. That's already that brought up the confidence. You see them light up. So it's like, even one of the scholars once said, he says, if you want to be the happiest person, the most content, help those that are around you. Make
Hmm.
people, those that are around you, happy, and you'll be very content. And that literally happens, is that, as Gandhi once said, find yourself exhausted by losing yourself in the service of others. So I would say service is one of the greatest ways, to get forward. Because some, and I've seen this a lot, some they do it just for the sake of recognition. So it's like, oh, is the camera rolling? and then they
Oh
pour.
yeah.
I mean, that's just at the same time. I mean, you will be questioning yourself: was that even genuine enough? But those that actually, if we look down into the history, the greatest legends, you will never know about them during their time. No one knew their name, anything. They used to go at mid of the night. They'll wrap themselves up, and then they'll go and help out. No one will know who they are. They'll cover themselves fully, and then the moment they get to find out, it's like during their death, when they're on their deathbed or something. This is when people they found out that it was this. They kept it secretive. So the good
Hmm.
deed is like when in that kind of regard, it will always spark up actually that confidence in you. So when somebody basically may be asking, like suppose even a person comes up and they start talking about a specific topic, you know it all too well, but you'll just pretend you're like, oh, okay. I never looked at it that way, but I was thinking maybe it's like this and this. You start talking about those kind of things, because I would say confidence. It's also a definition of being open to learning,
Hmm.
and at the same time, and open to failures as well. It's like you welcome it as your new friend. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, because a friend, I mean, a right kind of friend is the one that directs you, guides you, helps you, encourages you, and inspires you, right? And this is the same thing when it comes actually, it's either of two things. Either actually it teaches you or it helps you grow. So
Hmm.
this is actually when we take it actually with that kind of will be actually our confidence slowly but surely it will get better. But it's an ever ending game. It's always actually to get better at it. And it's like, you know what? I surpassed it. Okay, what's next? Okay, how can I get better at it? Because the
Hmm.
past is just a blast from the last. We can't look back at it. And future, we don't know where we're heading. As one of the poets describes, sums up our world in three. He says, I mean, our world is circled of 3 days. Yesterday we lived it and it's not coming back. Today we're living it and we don't know how long it's going to last. And tomorrow we don't know where we will be. So forgive and forget and leave the creations to the creator, because you and I, us and them, shall perish. Why not cherish? Why not embody? Because once we feel what others feel, then we can heal. And once we do that, definitely we'll find lots of greatness. I mean, blessings comes out of ways we least expect. So yeah.
Yeah, so this is timely too. So David put up a comment saying some do kind acts to glorify themselves. Others are kind with pure intention, expecting nothing in return. The intention completely changes the karma. Uh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those too, where I do a lot of community service projects and I invite others to jump on and do these things with me, but it's not to glorify myself. It's really like there is a need. And, if we're talking about how to build your confidence, you dropped a big nugget there. Help and serve. Help people that are less fortunate than you, mentor them,
Mm,
guide them, empower them, inspire them. Like those are such great ways to build your own confidence, to build up your own confidence and know that you have something to share, you have something to give. Like that is so good. So good. Like so if you're looking at, well, how do I build my confidence? There's one great nugget for you. Like stop making it about yourself. Make it about other people and how you help them. How do you serve them? I have
mm-hmm.
one more question for you, and then we'll start to wrap this up. But
Let's
I
go.
want to ask you, okay, the word luck. I want to know, do you believe in luck? And why
Mm-mm.
or why not? Why or why not?
Well, the thing is, if we were to believe in luck, I mean, we'll be just expecting. I mean, it's just like Jim Rohn describes it actually. I mean, delusion is one of the worst diseases to suffer. I mean, a person going to the west expecting the sunrise. So, luck, it's also another way. It's like Pitbull describes it all good, one of the well known musicians. He says, the harder we work, the luckier we get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is actually the moment we get to see the results of it, but actually expecting what, oh, because luck, it's a lot of time it's based off expectations. It's like,
Yeah.
I felt so lucky. No, it's not. This is why a lot of times, sometimes it's actually the effort, sometimes it's basically the prayers, sometimes all of those things comes into fruition. It's
Mm-hmm.
like even you work hard and at the same time you pray for the best, you wish actually hopefully great things will come out of it, but whatever that's predestined for you, because not everything is going to happen right there and then, because
Right.
sometimes I mean it happens not, I mean not, we are not in control of of our life or everything, but we can control what is within the moment. Just like even reminds me from the book The Boy, the Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. There's this part where the horse was advising the boy. He said, "In the peak of the storm, pay attention what's below your nose." Instead of
Mhm.
looking everywhere, I'm just, oh my God, I'm just confused. I'm losing my luck. No, it's just like we just actually, and then here's how it is. We work towards it. So I feel it's all based around hard work. There are some who are, I mean, they were born to a privileged family and they think I'm lucky. Whatever I ask, I get it. But there'll come a moment where they'll have to strive for it. But supposedly, I mean, the moment when you strive, the lucky you get. I mean, that's why they say fruits of your labor.
Mhm.
That's what it is. That's what I call lucky, because they've worked hard. People they don't see. It's like they ignored all of that. Even KSI once said, "It's like people they ignore." He says, "I don't even believe in luck." He says, "Being in this industry over 12 years." Says like there was a lot of hard work involved. There's a lot of sacrifices. I mean, great things happens when sacrifices are involved. Yes, there are some people they get it right then, but we don't know the inner story. Some of them actually, the moment they make it, they try to feel like I was lucky. It's because of my mindset. Nah, there's so many things. So that's why
Yeah.
it's like you give credit. It's like to whoever they've helped you along the way. Maybe there are some people they talk secretively about you, or they talk goodly about you. They give a referral without you even knowing, and then you got there. So the moment when a person gets, it's like I did it. Nah, it's actually we do actually upon this path, and we work really hard. Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we are getting hacked by YouTube. If you guys are saying this in the comments. Oh, 69 girls XYZ. All
Mhm,
right. David Hansen saying Opress's
mhm,
luck is opportunity meeting preparation. I also think luck
mhm,
is actually good karma. And I've always said that. Like, there's a really great quote that was like, I don't believe in luck. Like, I've worked hard for this and things are
mhm,
coming to fruition. You know, I've prayed about it, I've talked about it, I've manifested it, but it's not like this just came upon me just
mhm.
because I said I want it. Like, I had to
Yep,
work for it. Um,
yep.
so
Yeah.
well, so we
Oh,
can apparently Usama find love on the new dating site. Like
no.
apparently that's some luck right there, yeah.
I don't date. Here's the funny part. So,
Oh, gotta love
yeah,
live streams and people who jump on and
yeah.
and hack your page and all the good stuff. But
Oh boy.
all right. Well, on that note, I want to give you a little bit of shameless plug time. Let us know how people can find you and what you're working on, any things that you want to share. This would be a great time to do that.
Sure. And first of all, I mean, thank you so much, I mean, for having me. This was a lot of fun. So I think I have to go for a 30-minute jog after this. I'm so pumped, man. I need to generally get all that energy out. Yeah, I'm available on LinkedIn 24/7. Currently, actually, I'm on job search. I'm really actually looking actually for positions and everything so that I get to do great things and everything. So I'm currently like that's what I'm currently doing. But at the same time, the live shows are ongoing. And the surprise now, I'm about to reveal it to my favorite celebrity, and that is, would you love or would you like to be on my show?
Heck yeah. When do we make that happen?
See,
That was
that's it.
easy.
Awesome
You know
stuff.
I never turned down turned down a live. I want to say hello to this lovely too,
Yay,
Tisha
Tisha.
Hammond.
Appreciate
Hello
you.
from Detroit. Thanks so much, Tisha, for joining us. Yes, yes. Well,
Mm,
I just want to say thanks so much for being here. You've totally given me a lot of things to think about on this Friday and such great nuggets. Oh my goodness. Like, if you guys need that power of positivity, this is the live stream to watch because Usama just
mhm,
dropped so many good things. Rhymes,
mhm.
book quotes, his own personal stuff, lots of mic drops, like all the good stuff. So yeah, so I'm excited about this. We talked a lot about how to build your confidence and had some great comments coming through. So thank you everybody who tuned in live or who will watch the replay. You can always find us on LinkedIn is usually the best place. So I have Usama's LinkedIn handle here. And thank you guys so very much. It
Mhm.
was such a pleasure, such a treat. No tech issues.
Woo-hoo!
Party in the house. Royce
Woo-hoo!
knows. Royce was on last week. He's like, what's going on? Because we just having so many issues with tech and oh
So
man.
Royce, is he the founder of Rolls Royce?
Rolls Royce.
Is it the phone?
Maybe that's a secret thing he
Ah,
hasn't told
so we
me.
gotta connect.
Maybe.
Definitely, we gotta connect. I mean, I gotta connect. I mean, we
Yeah.
gotta connect. We gotta chat. Definitely.
Yeah,
Gotta connect.
Royce. Yeah. See, this is what I love. I love being on these live streams and just connecting because there are some people
Mhm.
on here. Like, I don't think that David Hansen and I are connected. I know that Ingor and I are not connected, I don't believe. And also Anne. So this is the fun part about just connecting each other's circles together and having a great conversation. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And we hope you guys have a happy Friday. Happy weekend. We'll see you guys soon. All right.
See ya.